becoming wealthy is one thing. Reaching the level of wealth that Jeff Bezos has is an entirely different story. Jeff Bezos, the visionary founder and owner of Amazon, stands atop a mountain of wealth that surpasses any other in modern history. As of the time this video was recorded, his net worth reached an astounding $143 billion. To put this staggering figure into perspective, having just $143 million would already secure a lifetime of financial comfort for most individuals, not to mention their children and grandchildren. However, the concept of accumulating $143 billion seems to defy all known human expectations. It's important to clarify that Jeff Bezos didn't accumulate this immense fortune solely from his role as the CEO of Amazon. His annual salary for that position is around $81,000. A comfortable income by most standards, but it pales in comparison to his total wealth. In fact, none of us can truly relate to Jeff Bezos' financial status. He's undoubtedly consumed by the daily operations of one of the world's largest corporations, leaving little time to watch this video. The remaining $142,999,919,000 of his fortune can be attributed to his ownership of Amazon stock. Amazon's status as a colossal conglomerate synonymous with online shopping has paved the way for Bezos' extraordinary wealth accumulation. The human mind often struggles to grasp the concept of a billion, let alone 143 billion. Visualize winning a $1 million lottery 143,000 times consecutively, an achievement beyond the wildest dreams. Even earning $10 million annually in a high-profile superstar job would take a century to amass $1 billion and an astonishing 14,300 years to reach the magnitude of Bezos' fortune. Even a $500 million annual salary, an amount unheard of in any profession, would demand holding that job for 268 years to equal Jeff Bezos' bank account. That's how incomprehensibly rich he is. In 2019, Jeff Bezos navigated one of the most substantial divorce settlements in history. Yet he emerged richer than anyone else on the planet. As part of the alimony agreement with his ex-wife Mackenzie, he relinquished 25 of their jointly owned Amazon stock. Despite this monumental settlement, Mackenzie Bezos became an overnight mega-billionaire, walking away with approximately $35 billion simply by divorcing Jeff. Even after this substantial setback, Jeff Bezos' net worth remained well above $100 billion, thanks to Amazon's continued success. To put it in perspective, consider that the British royal family, one of the wealthiest families globally, has a net worth of $88 billion. Jeff Bezos surpasses the entire royal family's wealth by over $50 billion. To be fair, Queen Elizabeth, he doesn't provide two-day delivery with free shipping. To help visualize the enormity of $143 billion, YouTuber Humphrey Yang used grains of rice as a representation of money. Each grain of rice was worth 100,000, and he demonstrated that to represent 1 million, you'd need 10 grains of rice. For Jeff Bezos' wealth, he required an astounding 58 pounds of rice, enough to bury half of his keyboard. But the perspective doesn't end there. Let's now look at cold hard cash, specifically $143 billion in $1 bills stacked into a single pile. This towering pile of money would reach a mind-boggling 13.86 million miles into the sky, extending all the way to the moon and back an incredible 29 times. However, should Jeff Bezos aim to reach Mars, located over 107 million miles away, he would need to increase his wealth to around 1.14 trillion. This demonstrates just how seemingly impossible Bezos' wealth was just a few decades ago. Now, let's shift our attention to dollar coins instead of bills. Each dollar coin weighs 8.1 grams, or approximately 2.8 ounces. If Jeff Bezos possessed $143 billion in dollar coins, it would weigh an astonishing 2.5 billion pounds. To provide context, the Palace of the Parliament in Bucharest, Romania, already a massive structure, weighs 1.6 billion pounds. Jeff Bezos' wealth in dollar coins would surpass that weight by nearly £1 billion. Suppose Jeff Bezos decided to invest his wealth in sports. In that case, he could potentially acquire a significant portion of the top professional sports leagues. Currently, the National Hockey League is valued at $20.6 billion, Major League Baseball at $55.5 billion, and the National Basketball Association at $57 billion. With his wealth, Bezos could purchase 3 of these leagues outright, including every team within them, and still have approximately $10 billion to spare. If he had an inclination for wrestling, he could even acquire the WEVA valued at $5.71 billion, and perhaps add the XFL for an extra $50. Even after these substantial acquisitions, Jeff Bezos would still be worth roughly $4 billion. To accumulate this amount with his $81,000 annual salary, he would need to work for 49,382 years, an unimaginable duration. In conclusion, Jeff Bezos' wealth, standing at $143 billion, isn't merely a significant sum of money. It represents an almost inconceivable level of wealth that very few individuals can ever hope to approach in their lifetimes. Unless, of course, someone invents free one-day shipping. Now there's an idea worth considering.